Hello everyone! On the road, just 1 second of distraction can lead to a serious accident. So, what will you do to protect yourself and others? Let's find out. Mike was on his way to work when a woman suddenly cut him off, acting provocatively. Keeping his cool, Mike handled the situation by pulling out his pepper spray to teach her a lesson. The conflict started when the man in the blue car tried to cut into a crowded lane.
Чё, блядь? Чё, блядь? Один, сука, едешь, что ли? Гондон ебаный, блядь! Ты один?
The driver of the red car didn't yield, causing the man to erupt in rage and charge toward the red car.
Ёбаная, блядь! Что?
However, when the large man in the red car stepped out, he quickly realized that getting home a little later was better than causing trouble and confronting someone on the road. Road rage broke out when a Mercedes suddenly changed lanes and cut off a truck. The Mercedes driver then got angry, blaming the truck driver for being at fault. In the end, the trucker was the one at fault, as he was the one who acted first. This video will show you why we need a little more tolerance when road rage strikes. The man in this story had the opportunity to leave peacefully, to end things peacefully and avoid bad karma. But instead of letting it slide, he chose to add fuel to the fire, making things even worse. The only goal in traffic is to reach the destination safely, not to compete in meaningless rage. So, if you can ignore small collisions and stay calm, you have done the best thing for yourself and everyone around you. The road rage ignited when this red pickup truck impatiently tried to cut into the right lane.
Car's bouncing.
Instead of staying calm, the driver let his emotions take over. Ironically, it was in that moment of losing control that his truck went off course, leaving him with a lesson on karma faster than his ego could recover.
Wow.
The rage started earlier when this man overtook illegally and kept slamming on the brakes to test Kevin's patience behind him. Unable to take it anymore, Kevin honked his horn, causing the man to stop and rage in the middle of the road. But ironically, that hot-headed move earned him an immediate ticket.
The
man driving the sedan decided to switch lanes at the last minute, honking loudly and slamming on his brakes, even trying to block the car behind him to vent his anger. He thought the cameraman hadn't yielded to him. But before his rage could get any worse, a police car appeared out of nowhere, extinguishing the commotion in an instant. A previous incident led to a conflict between the two, and they started chasing each other for a long stretch of road. The man driving the motorbike decided to attack first, But this action caused the man in the sedan to respond and eventually leave, leaving behind a lesson about not letting rage control your actions. This motorcyclist lost his temper when a sedan suddenly changed lanes, cutting him off. Furious, he raced over and smashed the sedan's side mirror to vent his frustration. But it was this impulsive act that brought him face to face with his own karma. Staying calm on the road doesn't just keep you safe, it helps avoid unnecessary consequences. The anger started when this man tried to overtake illegally, prompting the cameraman to honk his horn as a reminder. Instead of realizing his mistake, he erupted in rage, deliberately cutting off the cameraman's car. Sadly, it was the cameraman's pepper spray that quickly cooled him down. The rage began when Mike was driving home in Southern California when a man in a Ford cut into his lane as he was changing lanes. The seemingly small incident caused the other man to become enraged, deciding to accelerate straight into Mike's car in retaliation. However, that impulsive action immediately brought him to receive his own karma. If you lose your temper and step out of your car to confront someone, you're essentially putting yourself in danger. This is exactly why staying calm is always the wisest choice in any situation. A man suddenly threw an unknown object at a moving sedan. Initially, the driver thought it was a misunderstanding and chose to ignore it, but the man threw another stone at the car. And then, that uncontrolled action caused him to receive immediate karma.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
There are times when road rage happens, and you'll never fully understand the real reason behind it. But how you react is what truly determines whether it ends simply or turns into a big mess. You'll never know if you're facing a professional fighter or something worse when you lose your temper on the road. So, if you can, be forgiving, smile, and drive away, rather than turning yourself into the main character of an embarrassing story. A tense clash happened when two men in a sedan deliberately forced their way into a truck's lane. The truck driver honked to warn them, but this only enraged the men, who rushed over to confront him. However, the tables quickly turned when the truck driver pulled out what looked like a stun baton, making the two men back off immediately. Every conflict on the road can be de-escalated if you choose to react calmly and logically. Hopefully, after watching this video, you'll remember that staying calm is the safest ticket to your destination, not a burst of anger. You also can't win a road rage fight by acting like a loser in the first place. The outcomes of road rage are never part of anyone's plan, and this video is a perfect example of the consequences anger can bring on the road. Remember, staying calm is always the key to keeping yourself and others safe. Two cars up ahead were speeding recklessly, forcing the man in a gray car to change lanes to avoid a collision. But just at that moment, a white car lost control and nearly sent him off the road. Frustrated, the driver of the white car stormed over to vent his anger on the gray car's driver. Fortunately, the gray car's driver chose peace over violence, handling the situation calmly and wisely. David was on his way home after a tiring day at work when suddenly two men in a Mini overtook him and cut him off dangerously. Not only that, they turned around and got angry at David, even though he was clearly not at fault. If you were in this situation, what would you do? Please share your experience with everyone. Time is always a precious thing, but unfortunately, some people are in such a hurry that they can't wait for the red light and don't bother reading traffic signs. A few minutes saved in a hurry can sometimes cost you more than an entire day of waiting or worse. Surely before the woman decided to act impulsively, she did not foresee the consequences when the man in the sedan reacted dangerously. This is why staying calm and avoiding confrontation is always the safest option on the road. In a fit of rage, the driver of a Nissan in New York lost control and used a baseball bat to damage a 2018 Subaru over a minor incident earlier. This impulsive act not only forced him to pay for damages, but also got him arrested and facing serious legal consequences. The conflict occurred very simply when these two men ended up in each other's lanes. In this situation, would you choose to yield and avoid trouble, or wait and continue on your way? Leave your thoughts below the video. A previous incident made the driver of this semi-truck decide to speed up, trying to chase down a van to settle his road rage. However, the tractor-trailer driver quickly realized that he was not in a nimble sports car, but a truck weighing tens of tons, which made him stop and rethink his decision. This rage happened in Jacksonville, Florida, when two men could not keep calm and chased each other to resolve a conflict from a previous collision. If this video helps you learn a good lesson to drive safer and easier, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that every time there is a new video, you will be the first to watch and share your experience with us. Tempers flared when two men argued over the right-of-way on a narrow road. Words quickly turned into a heated confrontation. In the end, the shirtless man tried to leave the scene, but was blocked by a woman who had been there earlier. Sometimes, staying calm and yielding is the only way for everyone to move forward safely. This small man quickly learned a big lesson in humility, after understanding sent him into a rage. Meanwhile, the man driving the sedan chose to respond with courtesy and restraint. A heated moment unfolded at a red light in Miami, involving two couples, one older, one younger. After some arguing, the younger couple decided to walk away before things went too far. Sometimes, taking a step back is the fastest way for everyone to make it home safely. You never know who you're up against. It could be a big guy, a trained fighter, or worse, someone carrying a weapon. The moment you step out of your car in anger, you're not just letting go of the steering wheel, you're letting go of your own safety. The street is not a boxing ring, and your emotions are not weapons. So think twice before you let your rage take the wheel. Everything can be resolved as long as you are calm enough not to turn a small problem into a big consequence. What is road karma? It's when you lose your temper and act out impulsively, only to end up looking like a fool in the middle of the street, all thanks to your own doing.
Calm down, bro. Yo, calm down.